our group is going to be talking about how environment can impact children's mental health.
Our research question is how can the environment exposed to children of young ages impact their mental and emotional health through K-12?
So first, let's go over our outline. So our first outline is about how there are three main environmental factors that can affect children's mental health, and then we're going to be going on with how it can positively impact children's mental health and also how it can negatively impact.
Our solution is to provide more connectivity to the school environment and increase the positive environment exposed to the children, as well as providing a safer environment for the children to be in.
So first, general background knowledge. So first, what is mental health? So according to Oxford Dictionary, they explain how mental health is pretty much just the well-being of a person's mental state. They also go on saying how it can affect how you interact with peers, how you interact with yourself, and how you just deal with problems with yourself.
What are some social environmental factors? Some social environmental factors are religious and family, in which family includes family background, family relationships, and the finance of the family.
Why is mental health relevant? Mental health is relevant because it affects the behavior of the children as they are growing up, along with their physical health.
So according to Horizon, they explain how peer and environmental factors affect their mental health. So first, during K through 12, this is a crucial time for when teens develop, and this is how they can make connections and how they support each other, and how they can also increase their self-esteem, and also how they have a better mindset on how they view themselves and how they view others, which can further impact their education. And it also talks about on McWire, they talk about how religion and mental health correlates with each other, because they explain how that parents who practice religion have a lesser parental stress over their children. And we all know how, especially children of young ages, their mental health is based on their parents, because how much they spend time with them and how their behavior affects them. And also, according to Okado, they explain how family environmental factors impact children, because, for example, divorced parents, when children go through divorced parents, they can sometimes develop anxiety, depression, or even attachment issues when they interact with their peers. Here's a graph that shows that how social isolation during the pandemic caused an increase in mental health.
Environment can positively impact the mental health of children. Studies has found that a strong positive relationship between student and teacher is associated with less behavioral issues, which is usually caused by bad mental health. And schooling staff explained in their article that peer relationships can influence the growth, development, and mental health of children. Paswa Wojciechowska, his article explained that they found that religious beliefs can bring hope and positivity to individuals, which shows a positive correlation between religion and mental health. Sarah Nezad and others talked about positive effects of positive parenting, and which includes a increase in self-esteem and a lower chance of developing internalizing health issues. This quote by Wu and He describes that a positive, good environment can lead to a helpful, positive relationship between children and mental health.
Environment can negatively impact children's mental health. Studies shown by Copeland shows that negative school environments, including peers with negative emotions, can affect children to also contain that negative emotion, which can develop psychological problems and self-harm. And studies show that religious people have a higher chance of developing OCD symptoms because they seek more perfection and being right in their religion. And according to O'Hara, the post-divorce parents have an negative effect on children's mental health, including causing children to develop the fear of abandonment, which leads to anxiety and depression. This graph here shows how the living environment affects the anxiety level of the children. The more on the left is the more anxiety level, the higher the anxiety level is.
So first, some solutions that we have found was that to create more connectivity in classrooms. So students having a much more closer relationship with their peers and teachers shows that they can have a better understanding of work in their classrooms and how they can retain knowledge, and also increasing positive environments. No student would want to be in an environment where they're under constant criticism or bullying. So creating a positive environment will help them have a much more better learning experience, and also having a safe classroom. Students already go through enough stress with schools, and having safe classrooms can reduce their stress level and anxiety, especially since school shootings are increasing.
Implications of solution. According to Mental Health America, a good mental health can allow children to develop socially and learn new skills. And according to Robinson, a good mental health can cause a good physical health. A good mental health can reduce the risk of heart attacks and strokes, vice versa.
Another pro that we have is provide a better social life for the children. This is caused because there is more interactions in between the children and their peers with their teachers, which connects to their environment, allowing them to be more outgoing.
So some cons that we have found during our research is that there's loss of individual freedom. So according to Son Yisa, they explain how having a more restrictive environment for students can cause to have more higher stress levels, and also lose their freedom to do and lose their independency on themselves. And also Durr explains how it can also ruin teachers' control. So they explain how if teachers don't set a strict boundary between a student and teachers and lean more into a friendship type of relationships, then they will lose authority over their classrooms, and they will not respect their teachers as much.
The limitations of our solution is the amount of information about the types of mental disorder that can be caused from the negative environments. This limits us from knowing the amount of giving the amount of examples that we can use to support our evidence. Another limitation that limits our research is the amount of resources that we could have used to support our evidence, because there are exclusive amounts of evidence that were accurate.
Our conclusion is that the social, religious, and family environments can influence the mental health of children, but those influences can vary based off of whether or not they are positive or negative or even neutral.
And these are our reference.
Okay. First question. Dannis, can you give one way that your thinking changed as a result of some of Grace's research?
One way that my result changed Grace's research is how how family environment connects to the social environment, because how like the children develop in their like home like affects how when they like go out to school.
Okay. Amanda, what is one way that your team's solution or conclusion here makes you think differently about the research you did?
Based off of Grace's purpose study, she researched about the social environment's impact on children's mental health, which is a pretty it can really help us help me understand more about like how the environment can impact the mental health of children.
Okay, and Grace, if you had one more team member, what other perspective or limitation could they have researched that would have made a useful contribution to your team?
I think I would try, if I had another teammate, then I would ask them to like research about maybe like work lives. I know that working is pretty popular around teens, and I know that work can be really stressful for a lot of teens. So I would like ask them to find out how some teens will balance them out between schools and school social environment, and also how the workplace environment affects them.
Good.